Hi, Desai from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Garfield and the Space Cat from 1988. So let's get started. Garfield was enjoying his 15th nap of the afternoon when his favorite smell in the whole world floated past his nose. In a flash, he was up and racing to the kitchen. Sitting unguarded on the counter was a freshly baked pan of lasagna. "Say your prayers, lasagna," warned Garfield. "You are about to be gobbled." Garfield pounced. At the last second, John snatched the pan away instantly of lasagna. Garfield wound it up with a mouthful of countertop. "No, you don't, Garfield," said John. "I'm taking this lasagna to a dinner party." "I'll get you for this," grumbled Garfield. John tossed Garfield out of the house. "I can't trust you with this lasagna," said John, "but if you behave, I'll bring you the leftover." "I wouldn't eat your old lasagna if it was the last lasagna on earth," replied Garfield. "Well, maybe I would." Still hungry, Garfield decided to check the garbage can in the alley behind the market, but all he found in the garbage can was garbage. So imagine Garfield's surprise when he lifted the last lid and came face to face with a cat who looked just like himself, but with two silver antennas sticking out of his head. "Who are you?" said Garfield. "I am Fieldguard from the planet Catalone," said the new cat in a cracking and beeping voice. "Who are you?" "I'm Garfield from down the street," said Garfield. "Do you mean that you are from outer space?" "Outer space? Exactly," said Fieldguard. "What's a space cat doing in a garbage can?" asked Garfield. "Garbage can," said Fieldguard. "This is my spare space cruiser. It has 4 engine and top speed of 50,000 work per hour. Well, it could use a new paint job," said Garfield. "Climb out of there and I'll show you around my planet." Fieldguard looked around cautiously. "All right," he said, "but we'll have to keep an eye open for the comets. They've been chasing me across the entire universe." "We'll be careful," said Garfield. Thought he didn't know what Fieldguard were talking about. Fieldguard stopped at the end of the alley. "What are these funny-looking creatures?" he asked. "Those are people," said Garfield. "They think they run this planet, but we cats are actually in charge. We don't have people in Catalone," said Fieldguard. "Sounds like a great place to me," thought Garfield. "This is my vet office," said Garfield. "A vet is an animal doctor. Watch out for people with needles." "We don't need doctor on Catalong," said Fieldguard. We cure everything with food." Garfield really liked the sound of that. Garfield took Fieldguard home to meet Odie. But when Odie came bouncing out of the house, Fieldguard gasped in terror. "It's an evil comic mutt," cried Fieldguard. "Run!" Garfield grabbed Fieldguard. "That's not evil, Codmutt," he said. "That's a dumb dog named Odie." "He looked like a Codmutt," said Fieldguard in a shaky voice. "Too bad for your Codmutt," said Garfield. When Odie saw 2 cats like Garfield, he was even more confused than usual. Finally, he decided to give both of them a big wet look. "Yuck," said Fieldguard. "He may not be evil, but he sure is sloppy." Fieldguard decided that he had better blast back into space before the real comets tracked them down, and he and Garfield was walking back to the garbage can cruiser when suddenly a spaceship shaped like a giant dish giant dog dish zoomed out of the sky right toward them. "Codmutts!" cried Philgard, diving behind a tree. The spaceship landed in a cloud of smoke and dust. One jumped the Codmutts, who did indeed look like Odie. They headed straight for Garfield. "They think you are me," Philgard shouted. "Take cover." "I can handle these dopey dogs," said Garfield. "But I'll shoot you with my pasta blaster," said Philgard. "What's that?" asked Garfield. Before Philgard could explain, one of the Cosmont blasted Garfield with something that looked like and smelled like warm tomato sauce, cheese, and noodles. "Poor Garfield," cried Philgard. "Hey," said Garfield, licking the messy stuff from his lip. "This tastes just like lasagna. In fact, it is lasagna." "Blast me again," Garfield shouted to the surprised Cosmont. "Come on, give it your best shot. Make my day." The Cosmonauts had never met a cat who could stand up to their pasta blaster. They all yelped as they scampered back to their spaceship and zoomed away. "Come back," cried Garfield. "I'm so hungry." "You didn't get hurt," said Philgard happily. "On the contrary, I think I gained a few pounds," said Garfield, patting his stomach. "Thank you for saving me," Philgard said. "That was very brave of you." "I can lick any lasagna in the universe," said Garfield proudly. When they got back to Philgard's spaceship, it was filled with trash. "Why would anyone put this junk in my cruiser?" asked Philgard, frowning. Garfield tried not to laugh. Finally, the spaceship was ready to go. "I'm going to send you a medal for bravery," proudly Philgard. "I prefer a pasta blaster," said Garfield. With a wave and a roar, Philgard blasted into space. "You know, I'm really gonna miss them," thought Garfield sadly, "but not as much as I'm gonna miss those comets." Then Garfield had a happy thought. "Hey, I wonder if John saved me any of the lasagna he made." So that was Garfield and the Space Cat for 1988. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. We'll have another video coming out real soon.